Dalton fucking Smith. Dalton Smith has just become a world champion, an icon to English boxing. That performance there today, right, with the backdrop of everything that's, made Dalton Smith into the man he is, the opponent that he had to do, the fight that was before him, I mean, just unbelievable by Dalton Smith. And you know what, we're 2 weeks into January and we already have a contender for one of the best fights you're going to see all year. Yeah, it didn't go very long, but it was one of the best fights you're going to see all year, one of the best stories you're going to see all year. Just unbelievable action for 5 rounds, and at the peak of which Dalton Smith secures a knockout victory over Subriel Matias. Let's talk about the fight, and then we'll talk about what it means for Dalton Smith. Look, I can't be more happy for Dalton Smith because I think he's a great fighter. I think he's a great dude, and what he did today was unbelievable and inspirational. But in terms of the fight, the first round, a typical Subriel Matias round, stand around and really do fuck all. Dalton Smith, though, he came out and started throwing bombs from the start, trying to hit Subriel Matias. He probably knew that Matias wasn't going to do anything for the first round. So, if you can get him hurt in the first round, if you can take some energy, you can inflict some pain in that first round, you've basically got a clear opening. That's what he tried to do. Landed some big shots, primarily a big right hand that landed on the chin, but none that sort of wobbled Subriel Matias. Subriel Matias has got unbelievable strength and conditioning. We always know how good he is at cardio and how he's got that engine in him, but some of the shots he took today up until that knockout were massive shots. And I know countless super lightweights, I know countless people in boxing in general, no matter what division, wouldn't have been able to eat those shots from Dalton Smith. So for the best part of 4 rounds, Subriel Matias looked impervious to any damage. And as they went on, the second round, I still think Dalton Smith did very, very well. But the longer the fight went on up until that 5th round, you thought, Dalton Smith, you're landing big shots, but Subriel Matias is landing the bigger ones and probably more shots. Like everything that Dalton Smith threw, it was probably 1s and 2s, maybe sometimes a 3. And then Subriel Matias would return serve for a 5, a 6, a 7, an 8, a 9 punch combination. And you thought, as big as Dalton Smith's punches are, they don't seem to be hurting Subriel Matias. And Subriel Matias is coming back with more than what you're giving him. How's the gas tank going to hold up? He was already clinching. He was already falling in. You thought, Dalton Smith, we're only 4 rounds in here. You've got 12 ahead of you. Let's be a bit careful here because you're going to likely run out of steam the 8th or 9th round. And that was probably the biggest talking point coming into around the 4th round, 5th round, was like, he can't hold up at this pace, all right? Saying that, every sort of time they got into the clinch, every time they got into that phone booth, Dalton Smith, no matter how much damage he took, no matter how tight he looked, no matter how much he was falling in, somehow pulled out of his ass another few big shots. And you were thinking, which way is this going? Because you're probably giving Subriel Matias the rounds. You're probably saying Subriel Matias has more energy, but Dalton Smith just will not die. His eye starts bleeding. He's looking like he's tiring. He's looking like it's getting further and further away from him as the fight goes. In comes the 5th round, and Dalton Smith sees an opening. And you know what? It's almost... I'm just trying to recount in my mind. I might even see if I can play the video, but it'll probably get copyrighted, so we'll see. It's like... They're in the phone booth, trading. All of a sudden, Dalton Smith lands a left and a right, sees it hurt Subriel Matias, exact same combination, a left and a right to the chin. Subriel Matias is very hurt at this point. A right over the top, lands perfect on Subriel Matias. Matias goes down, and you're thinking, all right, Matias is going to get up here, but he's not going to last the rest of this round. And the referee said, nope, you're not going to continue. Although Matias got to his feet, the referee obviously did not like the look of Matias. Matias was pissed off. I think he probably could have let it go. It's one of those borderline judgment calls. Do you let it go? Do you not let it go? I probably think he should have let it go. But at the same time, Matias gets up, continues, and then Dalton Smith lands another one of those big rights and flatlines him. Then it's a whole different talking point. So for the referee, I don't think there's a win in the situation. It's a loss situation. You call it early, people are going to complain. You call it late, people are going to complain. I don't see Subriel Matias making it out of the round. So realistically, for me, it was the right call. All right, and that's what I always go off. It's like, how's this fight going to continue if we don't call it? All right, I said the same thing this morning about the Caballero fight. I say the same thing now. If the fight's always going to go in one direction, we don't believe for any reason Subriel Matias would have survived that round. Why let him take a beating that he doesn't need? And Dalton Smith, man, Well worth that victory. He knew, like, if you talk about Dalton Smith, right? He's come in, he's at 18 wins, 19 before this fight. I think he was at 8. I think he was at 18 wins before this fight. You know, he went British champion, he went Commonwealth champion, he went silver champion, he went European champion. It was that slow and steady build, slow and steady build. You know, he beats Matthew Germain, and it's like, all right, this guy's ready for a title shot, but does he get one? He gets the title shot. His promoter, Eddie Hearn, they bid to hold the fight in England. They lose the bid out to Fresh Productions. That's a big task, man. Now all of a sudden, Dalton Smith, inexperienced, up against arguably one of the best super lightweights in the world right now, somebody that's only lost 2 fights, 123, knocked 22 people out, and everybody knows is one of the hardest people in the world to beat. All right, because he just keeps going, and he's going to deliver you pain as much as you're going to try and deliver him pain. So he's one of the hardest tasks in the world. And then to go into his backyard from England, go to New York and beat him in his backyard, it's an unbelievable storyline for Dalton Smith. And like I said, I don't have nothing against either fighter. I don't have anything against Subriel Matias, but I couldn't be more happy for Dalton Smith and what he went and did today, because you know, I saw it with Liam Paro. Liam Paro had to go to Puerto Rico and beat Subriel Matias, and he did. And, you know, what we think of Liam Paro is based off what he did against Subriel Matias. Dalton Smith didn't just beat him today. He's the only person in 25 professional fights of Subriel Matias to stop him. All right, stop him emphatically. Round 5 knockout to become the WBC super lightweight champion. I mean, unbelievable fight, unbelievable performance by Dalton Smith. Where this jets him off to now, what fight he gets next, I have no idea. Is it a rematch? Is it a different person? Dalton Smith is going back to England with his belt, and he's probably going to be able to defend that belt in England in his next fight. And what a fight. Honestly, that was a special fight. For 5 rounds, a very, very special fight. I'd love to hear what you guys think in the comments below. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. I'm out here, guys. See ya.